Good morning to everybody. We are in the cath lab again. I have a very interesting case. This patient had a fempop bypass 20 years ago, and he has, from that time, since then, claudication. His claudication has not been resolved from that time. So he went to us and we took an angiography. And here is the angiography. This is the right leg, and this is a pigtail, and you see that it is totally occluded. And we have, before the handle chair, a refilling of the popliteal artery. So this patient, we have this patient, you see, we have here stumps, two stumps, and this is the profunda, as you see, and we are trying now to solve this problem. It was in this regard very interesting. We couldn't enter the first stump. You see here we have the first stump here, and this first stump couldn't be entered. So we had to do a risky move. It was very risky for us to do that move, but we had no option. So you see here the other one. You see the stump here. We entered this stump. We entered this stump here. We entered this stump. You will see here. This stump. We entered the first stump with the back of the conger wire, which is a hidrofilik wire, which should not be done, but we had no option. We had to somehow put an entrance to this stump here. It's a flush occlusion. So, and it was able for us to go with the back of the wire. It is not advised. I reiterate that, and this is a microcatheter, O35 microcatheter, and we somehow crossed the lesion, and we wanted to see what will happen after that. We tried to balloon it, but we couldn't balloon it. You see, this part is not opening the balloon. This is a 500 millimeter balloon, plain balloon, and finally we entered the lumen with a hydrophilic wire, with the front of the hydrophilic wire, and this is a treasure floppy wire, which is a long wire, and now you see this part cannot be opened, and our entrance into the true lumen was very easy. So we thought that this might be the graft. We had the suspicion that we entered the graft because our entrance into the true lumen in the distal part was very easy. So, and this not opening also give us the impression that we entered the graft actually. So then you see we cannot open the lesion. So then we this time tried the second stump, and with the second stump we realized that the previous one was actually the graft stump. So you see we are now in the true lumen again with the hidrophilic stiff body wire and an O35 wire. Our wire loosened itself, and we have a tip injection. We are in the right place now, and now we can, as you see, balloon the whole area, and the balloon is opening properly. You see we have a dissection, flow limiting dissection. So we wanted to put spot stents. You see, this was the previous one. We entered and couldn't open the balloon, and now this time you see here we have the SFA now open. But there is this dissection here in this part, so we don't want to leave this in this way. So we put spot stents just at the beginning of the dissection, of the dissection parts. And you see after two stents, we have the patient resolved totally.